Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't pull out of this fight. Haney Garcia, the back and forth, it continues. Devin Haney accuses Ryan Garcia of potentially getting cold feet and planning his escape. Does Ryan Garcia really want it with Devin Haney? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Devin Haney posted on his social media. Actually, let's slow it down. It's a quote tweet. Ryan Garcia says that he wants the fight out of New York. He wants the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia fight in his rightful place, which is Vegas. Make sure you guys follow me. Best in the business. And it's not even close. I made videos about this. I keep you guys informed with what's going on in the world of boxing. Ryan Garcia just yesterday created mass chaos and confusion regarding the fight with Devin Haney. It was understood by all parties that the fight was initially rumored to be on the West Coast, but Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya, the lead promoter of the fight, announced that the fight would actually be taking place in New York at the Barclays Center. And shortly after he did this, Ryan Garcia said he don't like the location. He said the fight belongs on the West Coast, which was the initial plan. And then now that's where we're at right now. So Ryan Garcia, make sure you check out the first video so you really get caught up. But that's the cliff notes. Ryan Garcia says he didn't like the location of the fight happening in New York. Devin Haney believes it's an escape attempt. So Devin Haney, he responded to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia put, "This decision has nothing to do with New York City, but everything to do with business and what I believe is the best move for my career," said Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney wasn't buying it. On his verified page, he responded to Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney says, "This dude planning his escape, he a whoa-ass ninja, talk that tough talk, but now he talking like a, what's Too Short's favorite word? Itch." He said, but now it's switched up. Devin's training hard. He's saying basically reality has set in for Ryan Garcia. And listen, this whole thing is definitely confusing. Golden Boy put out these flyers, right? This is the first flyer. But then they came back and put out another flyer and the information for the press conference. And on the flyer, it says, "This one counts, New York City." This is they're doing the actual press conference. But if you go to Golden Boy's page, Golden Boy actually put out the flyer showing the Ryan Garcia fight happening at the Barclays Center. So to my understanding, this fight is still a go. This fight is still happening at the Barclays Center. I don't know what Ryan's deal is. Some people, I seen some people, they were blaming Floyd Mayweather. Like, when in doubt, blame a black man. But I thought that was really weird because Floyd and Ryan have been cool. Floyd and Ryan have been kicking it. People started saying that Floyd convinced it, like basically every bad decision from here on out, every bad decision, every questionable decision that Ryan Garcia does or makes, I guess they're going to attribute it to Floyd Mayweather. Nonetheless, as of me recording this video, the latest information is this fight will take place Barclays Center in New York. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the conflict is. Some people suggest that New York will tax you to death. So Ryan Garcia maybe feels for this level of fight, Vegas, the West Coast, a tourist capital, is the true money-making region for this particular fight. And it makes most sense. He also has a relationship with Lupe, who is his attorney. Maybe he ran and crunched numbers, or I don't know, his team crunched numbers and decided that, hey, New York wasn't the best bet. I don't know what's going on with Ryan and Golden Boy, but the friction is there. The friction has been there. It doesn't seem like they're ever on the same page. You look at Ryan Garcia's last fight with Oscar Duarte, and for that last fight, they were beefing. Bernard Hopkins, who works with Golden Boy, was taking shots. You had Oscar De La Hoya, who was pretty much taking shots. B-Hop said stuff like, just little slick comments. Like, he said something to the effect of, boxing will expose you. Boxing will show the truth. And if you're not really like that, basically boxing will expose that. That was a dig at Ryan Garcia. And all in all, it's just like they haven't been on the same page. And the fact that it's public makes it look bad. It's unprofessional. I understand there's beef that happened. But here's an example. I'll give you guys an example. I dated this girl, and she used to watch that show with Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex and the City, right? HBO. So I'm dating her, and that was like one of her top shows. So you guys know how it goes. You dating shorty, she bad. She's fine. She looks scrumptious. So you make basically some concessions. You have to compromise in a relationship, right? So that was her show. So in turn, I end up watching it with her pretty frequently, right? And I never really watched the show ever prior to her. But again, you know how relationships go. So long story short, the lead girl, I think her name's Carrie, right? Sarah Jessica Parker. She has these best friends and living in New York and all this type of stuff. And the girl was the actress, Kate Capshaw, she was in Indiana Jones. So I've already seen her work. And they play these best friends on the show, and the energy looks organic. It looks like they actually get along and these types of things. It looks like they're best friends. Good acting, right? I only found out sometime later, that they don't like each other. Like in real life. I'm not talking about the show. I'm talking about in real life. The two lead actresses that are besties, they don't really like get along. And to me, I was like, wow, that's pretty. It was like an interesting. I like these random tidbits, especially like movies or music, things that I'm interested in. So I like to find like little hip hop trivias, I'm a movie buff, so movie trivias, these types of things. So me finding that out was pretty interesting, that you have this great on-screen chemistry on Sex and the City and best friends. They're playing best friends, but come to find out they didn't even actually get along. And I've heard of several of these stories in Hollywood. Another great movie that I love with Guy Pearce, Tom Hardy, and Shia LaBeouf is called Lawless. It's set in the alcohol prohibition. Later, I watched the movie in theaters with another girl. You know, Ego be on his dates. But I watched the Lawless movie, loved it, first viewing. And I found out later in that movie that Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy didn't get along in that particular movie. Like they were like butting heads for whatever reason. So I like that level of professionalism where you can make a great movie if no one would have told you that these two actors or actresses were beefing based on the chemistry and them being professional and doing their job. You would have never been able to tell that there was friction or that these two people can't stand each other. So I always remember and kind of go to that. When I'm looking at Ryan and Golden Boy, it's so public and it's so obvious that Ryan will leave Golden Boy as soon as he gets an opportunity to. And it's just neither side is being professional in terms of that relationship. No one, like, they're working together. Yeah, you could say that, but it don't look professional. You could tell that there's disdain and beef, and, you know, that's why it's almost like a train wreck. The way this fight has started off has been very rocky, very disorganized. It looked like they rushed it a bit announced it a little bit prematurely and they didn't have everything set in stone. Henceforth, the confusion between it happening on the West Coast or it happening on the East Coast. Ryan not seemingly liking the venue. I've literally never seen that in boxing where a fighter and the teams are putting out these flyers and saying, hey, go to New York. And then the fighter is talking about, I want to bring it back to the West Coast. This ain't the real location. Don't believe everything you read type of deal. I mean, it's just highly confusing. I feel bad because I know fans who send me all kinds of comments and stories and things like that. And I've had a couple people who said they have purchased tickets, like not for the fight, because I don't even think the tickets for the fight are on sale yet, but they've purchased these tickets like round trip to go to Vegas, and then come to find out the fight's not happening in Vegas, or that's the latest. You know what I'm saying? So people getting hotels and trying to book because they're excited for the fight is pretty disheartening and not motivating to find out you potentially waste your time or money. Or if you, let's say you live in Vegas, you're like, oh man, this is great. And you think you got a beast of a fight that people want to see. And then it's a completely different coast. So whatever it takes for them to get on the same page, I really wish everybody would do that, because this is a sport. You got to respect the patrons of the sport and their time, instead of just, assuming that people have all the free time in the world to bounce back and forth on dates. Or, I've even seen a lot of people are suggesting that they feel this fight is in jeopardy. They feel that this particular fight may not even happen, or they're not going to hold their breath. And then they're doing a press conference. It's scheduled Tuesday and Thursday. Even Devin Haney is saying he's trying to escape. That's not good if you have a big fight, right? He's saying the dude is planning his escape. Nobody's trying to hear that. Nobody's trying to hear about no type of escape if we are banking on this fight. And DAZN's already being sued for privacy breaches, which no one else is talking about, but I'll talk about it. I'll make a video. If y'all want to hear about the DAZN lawsuit, then put DAZN lawsuit in the comments and I'll make that updated video. So DAZN, they got to compete with American products. We have to see how PBC on Amazon Prime does, but also Hulu and Netflix, Paramount Plus, and all these ESPN Plus, all these American companies. And if anything happens to this fight with Ryan Garcia, people are going to lose faith in really the platform. So I hope everything goes as intended for April 20th, because if it does not, that's going to be an L for the platform and an L for boxing fans. I don't think people like the blue balls. People don't like to get led astray and bamboozled. So I hope there's no funny business. Whatever this was with Ryan Garcia saying that, he don't like the location, hopefully this gets squashed. I hope media ask Ryan about it and ask, everybody, like, are we for sure this fight is happening? Because I don't want to see people have their time wasted. So Ryan has pulled out of fights before. People were asking him online after he started saying that stuff about the Barclay if he'll pull out of the fight, and he was like basically suggesting that that's a crazy notion. So it sounds like everything's on track, everything's good, but seeing is believing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I know you guys are lost with boxing. There's a lot of craziness going on right now, a lot of clickbait and stuff like that. So turn to my channel, Boxingego, tried, true, and tested. YouTube will now show you a video from me that you need to watch on the screen.